I know everybody is anxiously waiting our calendar pick. So do you want to go ahead and get to it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do. And you can ask your questions anytime. Look at this stunning picture.
We could say
that
there's
made
the
our
cover
cover.
girl, but
It
we don't know
is.
whether that's the cover girl or a cover guy. Take your
That's
pick.
true. That is true.
But there's a chickadee. Everybody likes chickadees, and they're good feeder birds. They're reliable. They come in a lot, so that's one of our favorite birds right there.
And
it's a good picture.
Yes, what an honor to be on this cover, because there was some stiff competition, and we want to congratulate Berlin Pullen for this amazing and beautiful picture. It's just stunning.
Yes, way to go.
Yeah.
I love the flowers too.
Look at this. I love the angry little bluebird.
Yes, that's always bluebird. They're so nice, and then they look like that. They look like they're just mad. And I love that one with a pose in the snow. And these guys are around and bring a little color during the wintertime. Male eastern bluebird.
Yeah, you can't beat Bluebird in the snow, and that is absolutely gorgeous. And we want to thank Linda Robbins for that beautiful picture. And I love this one.
That's an interesting bird, and a lot of people will look at that if you're normally feeding your backyard birds, and you look at that and it's like, what is that? Oh, is that a chickadee? No, it's not a chickadee. Well, it looks kind of funny. It doesn't look quite right. And that's a member of the flycatcher family. It's a group of birds that spend a lot of time hawking insects. They'll sit on a limb, run out and grab a bug and come back in. And that one right there is the eastern Phoebe. And it's part of that flycatcher family. They're fairly small birds, kind of rounded. But if you look at the brownish head right at the back of it, it's got a little tuft sticking out, kind of like a tufted titmouse, but not nearly as raised. But the flycatcher family, most of them have that little distinctive item on their thing. But this one is just one of the flycatchers that's fairly nondescript. Cute little bird.
It is so cute, and that picture is just beautiful. And that's sent to us by Christy Eisen. So congratulations, Christy. Look at that little mouth open. You can't beat that. That's so cute.
Everybody's friend, the tufted titmouse. And those birds, talking about feeder birds, that's one of our favorite feeder birds because there's a lot of them, and they love to come to feeders. And a little side note on these birds, there was a study done probably about 15, 20 years ago. Somebody did a fairly scientific study about how smart some of these birds were. And the titmouse won. And they had little things where they had to work little twigs and move stuff to get the food, and the titmouse won the contest every time. So they deemed it one of the smartest birds.
Well, who knew? And it's got its tongue sticking out at you.
Yeah.
And congratulations to Kimberly Fowler for that beautiful picture.
And of course, bluebirds, they take the prize a lot of times because everybody loves bluebirds. I think cardinals also. And that there's a little young one getting fed. And,
I love this. Tells the story of spring. You can so tell why this was picked for April. And I actually do think that there's no other better way to portray the seasons than with the birds, through the birds. Isn't that beautiful?
As you move through the seasons, you'll see the differences in the birds, and you'll see the differences in their behaviors.
Yeah.
And, eastern bluebird. And there's several bluebirds in the country. That's the eastern bluebird.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And that's sent to us by Kenny Fay. So congratulations, Kenny. Yeah. And now you're always going to see a cardinal.
Northern cardinal. I mean, that bird is ubiquitous around the United States and the eastern area. And it's interestingly, that's a beautiful picture, by the way, not to get away from the picture.
Oh, absolutely.
The male cardinal
Stunning.
is great. But they're called northern cardinals. Not because they're up in the northern United States, because they're actually in North America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And there were 50, 70 years ago, there weren't too many cardinals in the northern United States.
Oh.
They have moved up into there. Now they're seeing more and more whaling up in the northern states, where it used to be just mostly in the southeast. But it's called the northern cardinal because it's in North America.
Yeah, and we attract a lot of them with safflower. They love safflower. It's a great food. Also, the squirrels don't eat it, and we want to congratulate Jenny Shaw for that.
Yeah, and the safflower was called cardinal food a long time ago because people found out that they tend to like safflower. And a lot of the other birds do also. But Coles has sells safflower seed because it has a lot of great qualities. One of them, the cardinals love it, and two, most blackbirds do not like it.
Yes,
I don't know why, it
starlings,
doesn't
they're
matter.
not eating it,
No.
and so you can save it for your cardinals. And you can see that big beak. They have that really strong beak, so they can pop it open, no problem
They're
for
well
them.
designed to crack
Right.
hard seeds. Yes.
Yeah, and thank you, Jenny, for that beautiful picture. And next, just beautiful goldfinch.
There's the American Goldfinch. What a bird. I mean, just so pretty, so yellow with a contrasting yellow and black. And that's the male. It's not always that pretty. It does change. It molts into these colors for breeding season. They breed somewhat late. They'll go down into July and August. But then they'll lose that color again, and they'll look more like the females, which are typically almost that color, but very toned down. So, beautiful bird, American Goldfinch.
And shot by Kathy Tudor. Kathy, thank you so much for that beautiful picture.
Rosebreasted gross beak.
Talk about a big beak.
Talk about the gross beak. And they do have a big beak. And that's a beautiful bird.
Yeah, it is.
That bird was, first time I ever went on a bird walk, that was one of the birds I saw that I'd never seen before.
Really?
I don't know why I'd never seen one
And it's
before.
stunning when you see it,
And
right?
I saw that bird and said, what is that? It
Yeah.
really caught my attention. So I'll never forget my first pretty bird, unusual bird, was that one right there. And if you ever get a close-up look at one, if it raises its wing, you'll see it's actually got red under the armpit.
Oh.
It almost looks like it's bleeding under the arms. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
And this is
beautiful
shot
bird.
by Pam Dillon, and what a great close-up. I mean, she
Yes.
either has a great telephoto lens or just the ability. And one of the photographers one time told me, like, she just blends in with her background, and that's how she gets those close photos. But that is
Yeah.
gorgeous. I feel like you can see what he's thinking.
And I like the
Or-
head turn so you can
yeah.
actually see the gross beak.
Absolutely. Great picture. And this is August, and what better way to tell the story of August than a hummingbird?
Yep.
And this is just beautiful, mid-flight.
Yeah, those are hard to take pictures of.
I bet, yeah.
But that's a nice male ruby-throated hummingbird. And I will mention again, but keep your feeders out in the wintertime, no matter where you are. And you might see a bird in the wintertime. If you do, you report it to somebody. We'll talk about that more a little bit later.
Right.
Some of these guys are here in the winter.
That's right. I
Most of them moved to
know.
Central America, but
you
some of them
keep
are
your
here.
feeders out always. And I love the contrast of the colors, and what a beautiful photograph done by Sherry Rosen. I just love that pink against the green and everything. And thank you so much for the picture, Sherry. Now let's go to September. This is really different. I love that this represents a different part of the country than what
Yes.
we usually see.
Yes, and the bird is nice. So is the cactus. It's just, like
Yeah.
you said, it's very different. And in September, when things are starting to cool down, it's nice to see a warmer area. But that's the flicker. And there's a couple of varieties in the United States. This one will nest in cactus. Obviously, this is out in the West. And that's a great bird. It's a woodpecker. And they have a interesting behavior in the East. I'm not sure about the ones in the West. But they will do bill waving and waving at each other as a ceremony, like bowerbirds and things do something
Wow.
for mating.
Yeah.
These guys will sit there and they'll sword fight with their bills, but in play and then freeze their motion, and then
Yeah.
start again and freeze their motion. It's very rare, but you might get a chance to see them if you're interested in flickers
That
and have
is
some
so-
around.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to see. Thank you so much to Brandy Doolittle for sending in this one and for
Yes.
making our calendar. That is so pretty. And oh my gosh, this is so beautiful.
That's another one of the birds. You got to love robins.
Yeah.
And mainly because there's so many of them that come and they go, so you see some migration abilities in them, and sometimes we're like, where are they? And all of a sudden there's a bunch of them moving through. But they're just nice birds, and everybody gets a chance to see robins, and they're always out in the yard picking up insects.
And it's such a beautiful way to show fall, because I always think of seeing the robins in the fall. And this was shot by Karen Theodore, and thank you so much for this. But yeah, it's always like a sign of fall when you see the robins. They're probably
Yes.
around all the time, but
Yeah.
for some reason we just notice them more. Maybe that beautiful, orange chest.
And that one's about ready to take a bath, I believe.
I believe it is. You always talk about if you want to attract birds, you got to have water, and they like that flowing water. So great thing to learn from that as well. November, this one just reminds me a little bit of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas is coming.
Isn't that a pretty bird?
Oh,
and that's something a lot of
absolutely
people would notice
beautiful.
that you're really watching for birds. You might not see this one. It's a warbler. Most of the warblers don't eat a lot of seeds. They'll go back and forth some. This one's just one of the pretty warblers that you may not see very often. So it's great to be able to get one captured in there and put it on our calendar. And,
Thank you to Ron Foltz for that one.
Cape May warbler.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you gotta love a cardinal in the snow for Christmas time
yes.
or the holidays just in general. But that is so cute. I love how they fluff up a little to make the in the wintertime, I guess, to stay
a little warmer.
Yeah.
They puff up their little coats, and they seem to do quite well here in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a pretty bird. It's a pretty scene, and like I said, very appropriate for December.
Yeah, it is. And we thank John Hayward for this beautiful picture. And you get an extra month with this calendar.
course.
So you don't just get 12 months, you get 13. Yeah, there's a bonus here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This represents, the coldest time of the year in January.
Yeah, she doesn't look that happy about it. But that's such a nice shot because it is. That's a cold weather shot. The snow's coming down. That's a female cardinal. You don't get a lot of pictures of female cardinals. They're a little more drab, but it's still a good-looking bird and a great-looking shot.
You know what? I think they're so cute. And before I started feeding birds and all of that, I always thought that the male cardinal was more beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think the female cardinal is. And if we could take a look at it one more time, I just want to be able to give Donna Santangelo credit while you're still seeing pictures of her birds.
There you go.
Of her bird.
Yeah.
But it
Nice
is
picture.
just absolutely gorgeous. We want to say thank you so much to everyone. This has been such a fun thing. And I think calendars are even more fun and more valued now that we all have these online calendars. I still love to see something up on the wall. How about you? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love these calendars. I use them around the house. Of course, I have to use mine, but I like them. And that's why we want to have a good calendar so everybody else can enjoy these birds that all of our customers are seeing and catching in their backyard and sending in pictures.
Yeah, and we thank you so much for that. This is going to be such a great calendar.
Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching, and I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share it.